Hey, what's up, rockers and audio heads? I've been hitting a motherload lately with vintage blank cassettes. Now, these are not all from one transaction or one buy. Some of them are from something that I picked up at the record store in Ephrata when I was down there. Some of them from Facebook Marketplace. Some are from eBay. I pick them up when I can because if the price, like I said, the price of everything with analog audio is skyrocketing lately. So I pick these up whenever I get the chance. Now, I'll start with one that I never thought in a million years that these would ever be considered vintage because I remember buying these brand new. And these are very, very good cassette tapes too. Maxell UR90. It's only Type 1, but like I said, they were $2 a piece. I bought every one that they had. Now, this is not all that I have. This is just, to give you a basic idea. I think there's at least one of every style I've been buying lately. I never thought I'd see these be considered vintage either. I remember these. These are decent tapes. The one I remember the most from my childhood, though, because I remember the yellow wheels or the Memorex DBS series. And we thought these were funky looking, neat looking, And then there's a slightly older variation. TDK, I remember these too. Another excellent blank cassette tape. Like I said, for pretty good recordings on them. This here, I've never heard of this company before. This is Loran. I like it because it's a clear blue tape. It's a Type 2 cassette. CRO2 high bias. Thinking about making this a Beatles mix. Because just by looking at the clear blue, it reminds me of that clear blue vinyl album I have of them. I don't know. Just a thought. This is another company that I've never heard of, Rax. These are 60-minute tapes. The cover looks really cool. And so does the cassette. Now, I've never seen this before. I don't know who made these, but they are neat looking. I've never seen anything that looked like this before. This is high dynamic. It's a Type 1 cassette, normal bias. Made in, what does it say it's made in? Turkey. It's a Turkish tape. But yeah, that's pretty cool looking. Can't say I've ever seen anything like that before. I'm not sure what kind of recording it makes, but I'll find out. I'll probably make a tape on one and use keep the other one for archive purposes. I don't really have high expectations, but then again, sometimes you get surprised. Like I said, if you expect the worst, you're never going to be disappointed. Scotch. Now these I thought were going to have the foam pressure pad in them, but they did not. I opened one. I didn't make a recording on them yet, but I imagine there's going to be no difference in the Highlander. Oh, this is a Highlander. The slipcase. There's cool. Why did I pick this up? Because it's cool looking. As ridiculous as that sounds, I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it looked cool, and the price was right. They were relatively cheap. I didn't try recording on the blue one yet, but I did record on the green one. I don't expect anything different. And the reason I have a pre-recorded one here is so I can show you what it looks like without opening another one. These are all green, clear green Scotch Highlander tapes. They're all 60 minutes in length. My favorite color is green too. I made a Steely Dan recording. These and it actually worked out perfectly because these are literally all my favorite Steely Dan tracks. It's not all the tracks I like, but I was able to fit all my favorite ones on there. You notice there's not many actual hits on it. The recording turned out decent. It's not hard. I mean, it's not bad by any means, but it's not what I was expecting. Like I said, there's sonically, there's better sounding blank cassettes out there, but it's not bad. It's better than any of the off-brand ones. Which reminds me, Walmart is selling in 2022 is selling brand new blank cassette tapes by brand On. It's ONN. I've been meaning to try. I buy a pack. It's 2 for $3. Think about buying a pack, just checking it out for shits and giggles. See what kind of quality they are. I have very low expectations, but again, hey, you never know. This is a Maxell Type 2 C90. And why is the focus on my camera so bad today? This one has 2 inserts in it. So it's a beefy looking tape. So it's a CRO2 Type 2. Tell by the extra tab here. Yeah, this focus on this camera is garbage today. What the hell is going on? There, it's out of focus again. What a piece of shit. Here's an 80s Memorex. And I do have one of these open. Where is it at? Right here. Yeah, some of these old ones have the foam pressure pads too, instead of the regular spring felt. Which I've been trying to find one for a long time. I think I might have one. We'll open it up and check in a minute, just for nostalgic purposes. I know they deteriorate. This thing's pretty cool. It's a teak blank cassette. It looks like a Maxell actually by the shell, but yeah, teak green again. I got the green because it's my favorite color. That'll look cool when it's moving. Everybody knows these. These need no introduction. These are, in my opinion, the best Type 1 tapes ever made. I love them. They make phenomenal recordings. Even and some of them are going on 40 years old, and they still sound good. I didn't try recording on this yet. I do remember them though, Gemini. I remember being able to pick these up at the hardware store in Levittown when I was a kid. I'll have to use one and see what kind of record. I don't really remember much about them. I think they were okay. Nothing great, but I think they were alright. Memorex, I just made these recently, a couple days ago actually. And I'm going to advertise for MMR again, just because I can. Look at this set list. This is all within 2 hours of each other. You have Metallica, Foo Fighters, Ramones, Collective Soul, Lita Ford and Ozzy, Pretty Reckless, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, The Hollies, Jack White, Tom Petty. Then we go into here. We got some Airborne Toxic Event. This is right after each other. I recorded these back to back. Billy Joel, Dirty Honey, Party's Over by Journey. Listen, MMR doesn't play only hits, so you're not hearing the same songs shoved down your throat every day. Some ZZ Top. Yeah, it's just awesome stuff. Like I said, I'm a big fan of mixtapes. Burnt CDs are nice and convenient, but I guess they're definitely better than making a playlist. I mean, these are something you have, and you know, you could even have like a party or whatever you're playing it. Like I said, my nephew's really interested in all the stuff I do, and I know he'll be asking questions one of these days. Oh, where's that, or where's this? You ever ask somebody, hey, what happened to that mixtape you used to have? You know, you're not going to say to somebody, I'm sorry, it's never going to happen. For the playlist people that like to make a playlist on their phone, I mean, it works. It's for convenience, but it's complete crap, though. No one's ever going to say, hey, man, remember that playlist you had on your phone 20 years ago? Be like, no, you're not going to reach into your collection and pull out a playlist you made 20 years ago. But in the year 2042, I'm still going to have this cassette. All right. These are Memorex, are the same as I showed you right here. These do not have the foam pressure pad on them. However, and I got these for cheap, which is really strange because the prices on blank cassettes, especially the vintage ones, are insane lately. So I probably shouldn't open this, but I'm going to anyways because I'm curious. I have to know if I finally found a set with the I think I did. This is definitely old, rounded case. Look how beefy that is, though. That's freaking neat. Is either just quality. This is one of the ones with the foam pad. Yes, it is. I'm not gonna mess with it too much because I don't want to push it all the way in. But yeah, I finally found me one. I remember there's I trash picked a box of cassettes back in Philly. This is 20 some years ago, and there were a bunch of these in there. I remember they sounded like crap because these were all pushed in, but I don't know. I always wanted to find another one. Oh, now I did. I think the key is going to be not to mess with that pad too much. And like these are sealed. I mean, I could probably pry it apart and put a newer one in, but I'm not even going to bother messing with it. I kept this for nostalgic purposes. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a Memorex MRX1 60-minute tape. Now, I know you're thinking this guy is just hoarding blank cassettes. It's like, well, not really. You might as well just get them while you can because they're not getting any more common as time goes on. And another question that people are probably, some of you guys are probably thinking, or maybe thinking, I don't know, is there any sonic advantage to using a tape like this, or this, or, you know, this as opposed to a newer blank cassette, like this one, which these are pushing 20 years old now too? The answer is no. They're good for nostalgic reasons and they look cool. But honestly, I'll put these newer Maxell tapes, and I use the term newer very lightly because even these are getting up there in age too. These hold their own. They're very practical, they're good for what they do, and they're guaranteed a good recording. A lot of these older ones, depending on how they were stored, like if they were stored like in a, you know, spent their whole entire life up in an attic or down in the damp, dark basement, they might not perform the way they should. So if you're into the nostalgic thing like I am, I highly recommend buying these tapes, and I recommend buying them regardless if you can get a good deal. But this tape right here, even new on eBay, you can get these sometimes as cheap for $1, $1.50, $2 a piece on average. I'd say usually you're paying at least $2 because they are going up too. But for this tape here, you're going to be paying upwards of $10. Now the question you might be asking, is this tape worth $8 more than this tape as far as fidelity goes? The answer is no, absolutely not. But if you look at it, the build quality and you know, the looks and the nostalgic, that's where the price comes in. The price comes in from the nostalgia factor and the vintage factor, not the quality factor, because this one here is going to make just as good of a recording as this one. Sorry, I said what I said. I'm sure I'm going to get some slack for that, but it is what it is. It's the truth. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. What's your favorite blank cassette? Do you guys have one? I'm sure some of my viewers, still make cassette tapes. Otherwise, you wouldn't have made it this far in the video if you had no interest in it. So, anyway, I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say. My favorite blank cassette, it's probably going to be this one. I'd say this one. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say on the subject. Drop a line. Let me know. Maybe I have your favorite one in here, maybe I don't. In any event, catch you the next time. Peace out.